During filming episode 2 of my PBN video guide series, I was able to use a tool called Domain Hunter Gatherer to find thousands of expired domains in my niche, all that had links from a website, a high authority domain in my niche. Now from these thousands, 12,000 domains, I was able to find a handful of really good domains that had promising stats, were relevant, and also had links in my niche. So from those domains, I was able to find 2 really useful, powerful domains that I'll be able to use in my PBN for promoting my money site. So these domains probably would have fetched around $300 to $500 each if I was to have bought them from a reseller. Maybe at auction, I could have been lucky and got them for a couple of $100. But certainly there was a lot of value in these domains. Now, I've been asked by a few people since making that video why it is that I use Domain Hunter Gatherer and why I think it's the best tool to find expired domains in any niche, really. So I could tell you about the numerous benefits that Domain Hunter Gatherer has and all the tools that it comes with that make it really easy to find the domains, as well as to, compare them and find the best ones in your niche. But I thought I'd show you that you can find domains in any niche with backlinks from almost any website, certainly the high ranking ones, and maybe even your competitors too. But I thought instead of explaining all of that, I'd show you. So I thought I'd run a little experiment, and the main websites that people compare Domain Hunter Gatherer to are the likes of Spamzilla, expireddomains.net and Domcop. So I'm going to look at them. I'm going to compare the domains that they have to what I was able to find with Domain Hunter Gatherer. But before we do, let's just look at the domains that Domain Hunter Gatherer was able to find. So there were 12,000 of them, and you can see I've favorited a few of them here. These are the ones that I went through in the video guide. If I was doing this to build a PBN just for promoting, I'd have looked through a lot more of the domains. I'd have let it crawl for longer so it would have found more domains, and then I'd have looked through more of the domains and been a bit more picky about the ones that I chose. But for the video, I chose 2 of these. So we can see there's ronanddave.com, 101webtemplate.com, developerresource.com. I got that one. That's the one of the ones that I purchased and have already put to use. Links to RSS.com. That's another one that I purchased and have put to use. And you can see that the stats on these, they have reasonable trust flow, and they each have fairly decent domain authority. They both have topical trust flow that's relevant. They have really good backlinks, and the content on those websites is actually very relevant for my PBN. So there's also tinykeywordtracker.com, seoaddress.com, marketingtemptation.com, and articlecontentking.com. These were all the ones that I shortlisted for use in this PBN. These weren't the only ones in the list that may have been decent. These were just the ones that I covered in the video. And so we'll see which ones of these are available on the more common expired domain websites. I'll start off with Spamzilla because, to be fair, it's probably the biggest competitor. They're the ones that people refer to the most. So let's get that up. So let's see here. First one up, ronanddave.com. Now let's check Spamzilla. If I put the extension with the domain, it doesn't seem to pull any domain. It's obviously something to do with the way Spamzilla searches. So I'm going to remove the extension. So when I'm searching for ronanddave.com, I'm just going to enter Ron and Dave and see if it comes up. Ron and Dave. It's not there. Okay. Let's now see 101 web template. Is not there. Developer resource. It's not there. Links to RSS. It's not there. Oh, tiny keyword tracker. And it's not there. Let's try SEO address. Surely that one's there. And it's not there. Let's try marketing temptation. That's also not there. So then let's try article content King. If you watched the video, you'd have seen I did actually look into Article Content King quite deeply. I think it made it to the cut of the video. Links on it weren't great. Content history, not great. All of the content had been scraped and used in other websites. So that was a big reason for me not really looking any deeper into that. There were some huge red flags. Anyway, that's off topic. How many domains is that? 2, 4, 6. Let's see. These were the domains. Wow. So there's eight domains there. Not one of them was on Spamzilla. So if I was looking for the best domains in that niche, and I was looking for ones that had backlinks from a very high-ranking, high-authority domain, it wouldn't have found any of these. I would not have been able to find any of those domains, not even one. So that's why I prefer Domain Hunter Gatherer over a tool like Spamzilla. Not only am I finding domains with links from specific websites in that niche, websites that I'm choosing to crawl, it's also finding domains that simply are not on the Spamzilla website. So let's now go to expireddomains.net. This is another one that people talk about quite a lot. And now I believe I can search with the extension to make this easier. So ronanddave.com and whoa, stop the presses. One of the websites has got one. So expireddomains.net has it. Now, problem with expireddomains.net is it has very limited stats with the domains. So you can get some stats like the year that it was first found and things like that. But it's not going to be telling you the Moz, the Majestic, Ahrefs, SEMrush stats. It's not going to be giving you any of this information that you can really use for whittling down the list of domains. So you could even use something like expireddomains.net to find a bunch of domains, import them into Domain Hunter Gatherer, check them that they are actually available, and then to get the stats on them to find the best ones of the bunch. But if you've got Domain Hunter Gatherer to do that, you may as well get Domain Hunter Gatherer to do your searching, your crawling, your domain availability checking, as well as your stats. Okay, so first one, expired domains. It has one of them. So let's try 101webtemplate.com. Oh, so close. That there is 101webtemplates.com. Not what I'm looking for. So first one, it doesn't have. Now, does it have one of the domains I went for? Developer resource? No. See, exact matches are shown in the top of the list. So that's 1 for 3 right now for expireddomain.net. Yeah. Oh, links to RSS? No. So the two best ones that were in my video that I actually registered, and you can check on the domains. I've recovered the websites. They're both indexing. Links to RSS has a working tool on it already, and Developer Resource has the original content on there that I'm using just for indexing. And I'm going to replace all of that content in a future video to show how you can extend the content. But if you want to see how I recovered those, that's all covered in episode 5 of my PBN guide series. And I'm going to carry on. So the two best domains, expired domains doesn't have it. Spamzilla had 0. So let's move on. We just tried links to RSS. Now tiny keyword tracker. Oh, snap. It's got it. So that's 2 for 5. Tiny keyword tracker. Let's try SEOaddress.com. Oh, so close. That's SEO addresses. That is not the same domain. So marketing temp. Doesn't have it. Unlucky. What about Article Content King? Not the best domain of the bunch, I will admit. Article Content King. It doesn't have it. So that had 2 out of the 8. So it had a quarter of the domains. It didn't have the best domains, but also you wouldn't be finding these domains unless I was to be searching specifically for a keyword that is in those domain names. I'm not going to find it without Domain Hunter Gatherer. So another one, one that isn't talked about so much, easyexpireddomains.com. So easyexpireddomains.com is not the most popular such tool, I will admit. It's not as well known, but it does have a huge huge database of over 50 million domains. I think it might even be like 10 or 20 higher than that by now. But it has a huge database of domains along with a bunch of stats. This is integrated into Domain Hunter Gatherer. If you have a Domain Hunter Gatherer account, you can also log into easyexpireddomains.com/online, and you can search for domains like you would with Spamzilla or expireddomains.net. So I'm going to go through the list now, because people will think that, oh, because this is like Spamzilla, it's a bit like expireddomains.net, except with more stats, that they might think that this is also a replacement for Domain Hunter Gatherer. If it was, it wouldn't be integrated as a small part of Domain Hunter Gatherer. So let's see. Ron and Dave. Now, people will be taking the mickey out of me not touch typing. I don't care. So Ron and Dave is not there. 101 web template.com is not there. What else have we got? Developer resource.com is not there. Links to rss.com. Are any of these there? No. tinykeywordtracker.com. So seoaddress.com. We can see a bit of a theme going here, can't we? Marketing temptation.com. Now what you can't see is my microphone that's just hovering just above my keyboard, making it really bloody awkward. But if I don't have it there, you can't see my beautiful face so well. Right, so none of the 8 are in Easy Expired Domains either. So I'd have loved to have shown, oh, all of these domains there in, yeah, we've got them in Easy Expired Domains. We cover more of the website than the competitors. But the reality is, all of these services only have a limited set of resources for crawling and for scraping these domains. Some of them literally run off a database or things like that. What's another one? Let's try Domcop. Domcop. So, Spamzilla's website looks a bit like that. What about Power Plan? Okay. Oh. So, So that's why I prefer using Domain Hunter Gatherer for finding expired domains. It isn't just the fact that I can find the domains with links from specific websites. It's not just that I'm finding the best domains. But as you can see, for similar services, they cost a lot more than Domain Hunter Gatherer. So the value prospect is there. But it's finding domains that I'm just not going to be finding on any of the other services. You know, I could be searching all day long. And for this PBN, I never would have thought about searching for developer or resource, which is what I'd have had to have been searching to find that domain on a site like, you know, Spamzilla or Domcop or whatever. And that's if they've got those domains in the domain, in the database, which in this case, they didn't. They didn't have any of these. Expired domains had 2 of them, and that's good, but it doesn't have the stats. So you're going to be relying on having something like Domain Hunter Gatherer or some other tool for getting the stats for the domains to find the best ones of the lot anyway. So why pay for an extra service on top that isn't going to be finding you the domains? So that's why I use Domain Hunter Gatherer. There's lots of other reasons. It doesn't just stop with finding expired domains. You've got DOM recovery for recovering the websites. You've got DOM detailer for getting the stats. You've got multiple ways of finding domains. Crawling websites is only just one of the tools in Domain Hunter Gatherer. It's a really huge set of tools for domainers in general. So I just wanted to put that basic advert out there. The Domain Hunter Gatherer is the best thing ever. Spend all your money on it. But no, genuinely, you can save a lot of money. Those 2 domains that I got in just an afternoon of crawling and looking through them, just an afternoon, it was probably half an hour, maybe an hour's worth of work, and I found 2 domains that if I'd have bought them would have cost me about $500 between the 2 of them. I spent $20 registering them. I think it's an easy value prospect, but that's going to be it for now. I'm going to carry on working on the PBM video guide series, and I'll also have some other guides coming out around domaining and things like that. But if you have any requests for guides that you want to see made, put them in the comments or get in touch with me through one of the many forums that I frequent. You'll find me. I'm easy enough to find. And give Domain Hunter Gatherer a go. Check it out at domainhuntergatherer.com. Fairly self-explanatory. Links will be in the description. Probably going to be making a ton of different shorts and stuff about this. I'm going to stop talking eventually. Right, see ya.